Hello guys, welcome to IS Forex. This is where we guide traders from foundations to freedom. And as you can see on my screen, I'm looking to address this guy's request. He said, do synthetic and how to take trade on M1 and M5. Now, talking about how to take trade, you all know on YouTube here, I don't teach my entries on YouTube. So if you want to learn how to execute your trade properly like we do, please look in the link in the description and join our premium community for you to properly learn that. Meanwhile, I'm going to address the 5-minute thing, which is actually directional bias. So this is actually asking me to show you guys how to scalp on synthetic index, how to scalp synthetic index using the 5-minute as the directional bias and then the 1-minute as the entry time frame. I'm also going to show you guys a risk entry method on the 5-minute as well. So before we get started, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, don't forget to say or comment in the comment section, and please don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel. Let's get started. Okay people, so this is the 75 1S index 5-minute time frame. So when we talk about scalping, you have to always make sure that you understand your system very well. There are rules to trading on a lower time frame for every system. All right, now we know that pattern trading, we go to the higher time frame, like the regular way to trade Falcon FS strategy. You have to go to the higher time frame. You look at the price, the highest and lowest point, look at the price channels, look at the price patterns within the price channels and all of that. But when you are looking to trade on the lower time frame, the 5-minute, and then execute on the 1-minute, your focal point won't be on the price channel anymore but price patterns alone. Your focal point will be on only price patterns, the current price patterns. That's where your focal point will be, because it is the current pattern that tell you what the market will do next. All right, so one of the rules you are supposed to put in your mind, or one of the boxes you should check before you look to trade the 5-minute, is that you have to train your mind or train your psychology to be able to identify the current impulses, identify the last impulses that have happened in the market, and identify swing points, the consecutive swing points after the last impulse. You understand? You have to put your mindset, or try to master that as number one thing if you want to learn the scalping way. All right, you have to make sure that you know how to, when you come on the chart, you know how to identify the current structure that is playing out right now on the market. Okay, because it is the last pattern alone that you should care about when you are doing the when you are looking to scalp from the 5-minute. All right, so without wasting much of our time, let me show you guys some of examples and explain practically what I'm trying to say. So let's look at this place. Price cannot be taken back. We're not using the regular trading view. This is deriv trading view, synthetic trading view. So let's look at from this level to the current side of the market. Now, like I said, your focal point should be the last impulse and then the current pattern. Now look at this guy. This clearly is an impulse to the downside. This push like this is an impulse to the downside. So let's say we had the replay to this level or something like that. So this impulse to the downside. Now after the impulse, we see after the impulse, we see the next price movement give us a nice price pattern. So your last pattern rejection, or the rejection of your last pattern, is where you should know where the market will go to. So clearly everybody will just come and put this at the highest level here. This is what you should do as the highest level. Then the lowest level will be the lowest point of your price pattern. Okay, like I said, let's assume we meet the market around this level. So all you keep doing is for you to adjust, mark out the price pattern that is within your highest level and then the lowest level. Mark out the price pattern right there. We have 1 2 and then 1 2. Now your focal point now is on the price pattern, right? So whatever the price does to the pattern is is how you make your decision. So from there, we, like I taught you guys in some of the videos, you always have to make sure that your mind is at equal highs in case of what, mass psychology. So it is just the same thing. Those things we apply on the higher time frame, those things you learn, those systems we use, it's just for you now to learn how to use it on the lesser time frame. It's just for you to use it on this time frame the same way, after marking the highest level and the lowest level, which is showing you the impulsive side and then the lowest point of the corrective side. You understand? This, like for the drops, and if it's for the buys, it's still the same thing. The highest level will be showing you the highest level of the corrective side. So if after getting that, you look within it and then get the price pattern You get the price pattern, the current price pattern that is happening inside of your highest point and the lowest point. After that, you now mark out the swing points of the highest point and the lowest point in case the market comes to interact with any of them. So the first interaction we had was this guy. We had a sweep to the down. The market went up and then came back to close inside of the swing. So this is actually a sell signal. But for those of you in the community, you know when you go on the 1 minute, you know exactly what you should look for before executing this trade. Alright. So like I said, I don't teach my entry on um, I don't teach my entry on YouTube. If you want to learn our entry, please look in the description and come for mentorship. Okay. So let's say if we have to use the Falcon way of entry here, it's definitely impossible. Alright. It's impossible for you to get the Falcon entry here because after the push you need a flag before you can join. Maybe if you go in 1 minute this is a flag, but on this time frame it is not a flag. So unless you want to take a risk entry after just the rejection, then you can execute right there. You can execute right the next candle after the rejection, which is like still risky, but that is the only way you can get it if you want to make it a risk entry. Then your target will be the next swing point, which is this guy, and then we'll still be waiting for the market to interact with this guy because this is the lowest swing point. Now the interaction with the lowest swing point is now what will tell us what the market will do, if the market will continue in a direction or it will reverse. You can see similar thing that happened here is what has happened here. The market only came through and then went back to close below. This is where you come around to evolve. So we are going to remove this guy because it is no more the lowest level. We bring the lowest level down to this guy and then we evolve our pattern to this guy. You understand? So if we now look at this guy like so, looking at it like that, we see price swept. You see that price swept the previous swing, the previous lowest swing point. Price swept it. And if you want to execute a trade from here, you can see 1, 2, 3. This is a morning star pattern, and then you can buy the next candle and your stop loss below, and your target will be where the next swing point. That's going to be your target. So that's how it is if you are scalping on the lower time frame. Now let's look at the next movement. You just have to make sure that whenever you come on the chart, your focal point is at the current movement, the current thing that is happening on price right now. So when you come here again, let's say we have just met this structure, right? We just met our TP here. The next thing we do is for us to remove this guy. Since that is the running side right now, we cannot put a pattern there. We cannot put any swing point or anything there. We cannot put anticipation line there. We cannot call it a highest level or a lowest level. The next thing is for us to just look at this guy now as a current impulse because clearly it is. So after the current impulse, we have to wait for the market to start creating significant swing points. So when it starts creating significant swing points, we can now start telling what the market will do next. All right. So if you understand your price structure, you know that this is a high, right? This guy went through, and when it start dropping, you know now it is the higher high, meaning what, we are in an uptrend. So we need the guy to come and create, this is now a low, right? So we need price to come and create a higher low before we can join, for the buys. All right, before we can join for the buys. So if you have connected this guy 1, 2, your focal point now is for you to wait for the market to give you a confirmation that this guy is now a higher low and trying to reverse to the upside so that you can join. So let's say we have one candle drop. The next candle and this guy is what? Two of them are the pregnancy candle. That is a bullish candle signal or a bullish signal candle. Forgive my English, bro. So we can now connect 1, 2 and then execute the next candle after the bullish confirmation and rejection for trend line. You can execute the next candle. Your stop loss is at the lowest point of your confirmation. Your stop loss is at the lowest point of your confirmation candle, which is right there. Your first target is at the swing point. The final target is at the trend line. So that is how it goes. Whenever you come on the chart, you can see this is a little bit advanced because there are things you need to know why this guy is confirmed. There are stuff you need to know when you go on the lower time frame. This is a little bit advanced. So scalping is not really for someone who just understood pattern trading newly, someone who is still struggling to understand the rules behind pattern trading, someone who is new to the whole thing. Scalping is not for you. You understand? There's a video I posted and I was showing you guys that this is how we trade in the community. Like my community, we trade from 5 minutes and a 1 minute because we are scalpers, alright. But this is a little bit advanced. You need proper coaching for you to be able to understand what I'm doing here. Alright. So let's do one more example and then we can call it a day. Okay, people, this is for the 10 index, and then this is the 5 minute time frame as well. So that we all know this trading view, you can't replay it. If not, this would have been so interesting for you guys to understand better. But we are going to do as we can for you guys to understand. So let's take it. Let's just hide it behind the whatever there. So let's say we made the price at let's say this level, right? We made a price at this level. I want us to roll realistic a little. Let's say we made the price like so. If I made a price like so, my focal point is swing points, right? Because it is what the swing point tells you that you know if the market is in a downtrend or is in an uptrend or it's moving sideways. If I look at significant swing points here, I can see this high and then I can see a higher high, meaning we are in an uptrend for this, right? And I can see this significant low right here. I can see this significant low right here. Meaning if I am to join the trend and looking to keep, because higher highs, higher lows, we should be buying, right? So when we have a higher high, we should be looking for the market to come and create a higher low before we continue the trend, right? But it takes, like I said, it takes further confirmations and further understanding of some other concept like liquidity concept and stuff for you to be able to understand when the second swing is confirmed to be a higher high or a higher low. It takes further understanding of things before you get to know that. So let's just say we know what we are looking for, and we have saw that this guy have become a higher low now, and from there price started moving to the upside. So like so, I can now connect my trend line like 1 2, right? And then I can now connect my trend line 1 2. All right. So with that, I know now my highest point is going to be this guy, because I know since the market has created a high, it should be coming to interact with this high and probably break above and keep creating higher highs and higher lows. But what did the market do? It went a little bit and then came back down and took this previous low, right? Immediately it took the previous low and then still went significantly into it. Immediately took the previous low, sorry. Immediately I have this high and then this market have initiated like so. I'm to bring anticipation line here because this is now my low, right? This is how to get a high and a low. You understand? Because the market has are confirmed and then has initiated like so. But instead of the market continuing like that, because like here, from here, after getting all of the confirmation, you can see we have this pin bar. We can actually execute a trade here. But the market came back down and then sweep this guy. You see it's a sweep because the market went below and the next candle came back inside to close. So this is a sweep. Now this is my focal point. My focal point now is the fact that we swept this high. Sorry, we swept this low, and the fact that we are anticipating the market to come to this high. Sweeping this low confirms a buy scenario for me. That's why I said this kind of trading is advanced. You cannot be a newbie and understand all that's going on. And also, it is fast. The market is just 5 minutes before every 5 minutes. Like I don't know, like how many of them candles open in an hour, like a lot of them. So it is for someone who is advanced that understand what you're supposed to be doing and how to evolve all the time with the market. So because of the sweep here, this swing have replaced this guy. So evolving this guy to this guy is uh, very ideal. This is what I'm supposed to do. So I evolve this guy to like this guy. Now I have my highest point and my lowest point. The next thing is to what? Look for price structures from the impulse. Look for price structures from the highest point, sorry, in between the highest point and the lowest point. Look for price pattern. If we all can see, we have this guy 1 2, right? And then we can see we have the ascending side, or the resistive side, like so 1 2. So because we have this guy, and then we should remember that our focal point is always on swing point. This is actually a swing point because it rejected a trend line and then find its way to the other trend line, right? And the market came back again to interact with it. You can see this guy is lower than this guy. Like bro, the market is just, you keep repeating the same things every time. Whether you're looking for the confirmation or not, you're repeating the same stuff. When you're looking for the bias, you're looking for a particular set of things. When you're looking for the confirmation, you're looking for the same set of things just to confirm that it's time for entry. So now the market came back to interact with this guy. You can see he swept this guy. So I've gotten my buy entry from here because that is the third rejection from the trend line, right? From the pattern we have, that is the buy entry from there. The target is here. Now this is the highest point because we know we are in an uptrend. Higher highs is being created. This is the lowest low because this is the last swing point created, right? And now in between our highest high and the lowest low, the pattern created has given us an execution confirmation. So if you go on the 1 minute, like those people in the community, if we go on the 1 minute, we know exactly where we should have executed, somewhere below, very tight and very nice. So like I said, this is very very advanced. You need a lot of practicing, you need a lot of coaching, you need to understand the lay down rules before you can be able to do the scalping properly. And like I said also, let's look at another possible entry here. You can see the first thing I told you guys is our focal point is the last impulse and then the price structures after it, meaning you're looking at the last price pattern. If you see, this is a push to the upside, so this is the last impulse, right? Before we meet our swing points, before we meet our target finally, you see the market came close to it and dropped. So that dropping started creating a price structure for us. That is already giving you the info that this market will not reject from, or it will not sell from this equal high. It will break it significantly. This is 1 2, right? But before the 1 2, we had this guy 1 and 2. So the second one came to reject. It's another buy entry here. After the candle confirmation, the candle pattern confirmation, then it's another buy there. If you want to keep your TP, you can still keep it right there. But if you want to let it ride, you can see it is still going. It is still going till right now. If you want to keep it riding, you can see it is still going, and this one too is as well still going. So this trade, I'm able to look at them, filter them on the 5 minute, and Charlie, this is easy when you understand the rules, when you understand the rules behind combination of the swing point, pattern trading, liquidity. This is only when you can get this thing. Someone came to my DM and asked me what is HMC. HMC is a trading system we trade in the community, in my community. So combining all of these things is how we are able to do this on a lower time frame. On a time frame like this, you'll be able to scalp. Like I said, there are things that are supposed to help you confirm if this guy is a swing or not yet. I can't teach you those things here because those are what I teach to my students. So if you want to understand properly how to do scalping on the lower time frame, how to trade the lower time frame, getting yourself lower risk and higher reward, please look in the link in the description and come for proper mentorship. If you enjoyed the video, if you found it helpful, please don't forget to like the video, give us your comment, and thanks for watching.